If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then I shall hear from heaven, and will forgive their sin, and will heal their land.
You crying, Kadaya, Daya, Gadaya, because they're coming on the nation. Awo, 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 awo. Everybody frightened, they're running for cover. No respecter of persons, them bandit, them killer. They're raping and looting, they're killing you dead, dead, nobody escaping. Bullet, bullet in your head. Oh my country, overnight, get so angry, on uptight. I search out the answer, and this is what I discover. Or you push the creator out, you did the one thing in your mouth. So you take him out of the school curriculum, no knowledge of God for your children. Look around you, all you have is teenage bandits. Their mind have nothing in it but old and AIDS and CXC, but no knowledge of the Almighty. Just because you push the...
A pleasant good afternoon, and how are we doing this afternoon? How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? It is a wonderful day in Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. First of all, I want to know, are you hearing the music? Are you guys hearing the music?
Where are you crying for? Where you bawling for? Where are you crying for is you.
Please indicate to me whether or not you're hearing the music that is being played, because we want to ensure that we're coming through properly this afternoon.
And that come is nothing more than a reproduction of the one gone before. All your double standards and your false value, they come back and catch you.
All right, so persons have indicated that they are hearing properly.
What you're seeing is your
So that is all we want to know. We want to know, make sure that you're hearing the song that is being played.
performance, then look deep in your conscience. You go see, or you push the creator out.
So welcome to everybody who is already on the live. A pleasant good afternoon to my wonderful students who are here very early. So many names to call.
Look around you.
Pleasant good afternoon. I know you all have not seen me in a while, but I'm here. I am here. I am here. I am here.
But no knowledge of the Almighty.
I will not leave you all on a tent. I will not leave you on lunt. If there is a word of that sort. This is the classroom, ladies and gentlemen. We're back on with Royalty James. And guess what? Class is in session. Go ahead, share the live. A pleasant good afternoon to the persons on my YouTube page. How are you guys doing? And welcome one and all. It is going to be a wonderful evening. I can tell you this. This is going to be a wonderful, wonderful evening.
It's all you who made them and shaped their mentality. What you didn't see.
Kimmy Clark, I'm glad you've seen that, right?
Openly.
I am happy that you've seen that. I'm shining. It's another beautiful day in Grenada.
Cruelty. A mango can't bear a pig. A donkey can't make a pig. You're so seeds.
Somebody saying that there's no sound?
Reaping wickedness.
Are you hearing me? Or are you not?
Because you push the creator out. You didn't want the name in your mouth. So you take him out of the school curriculum. No knowledge.
Kimmy Clark, are you hearing me? You need to check your audio. Alright, so I'm ready to start right now.
All you have is teenage bandits. Little girls who have photogenic.
Somebody say.
You only heat the
They can't quiet me at all.
just because.
I know what happens. Sometimes I would drop and then I will come back. But all for now, we're ready. We are ready right now, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to have to cut the music abruptly, but class must get started, right? We must start class. So a pleasant good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. It is a wonderful day. Wonderful to the sense that, we can get everything from the Almighty every time. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, we're having a bit of inclement weather, and having come from the meteorological office, it seems like we are going to face a little bit of inclemency for the next few hours. I am hoping that you keep dry, and if you're going out, try to ensure that once you're going out, you're clothed for the weather. So good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Now, I know it's been a while. I know you have not seen me in the past few days, and I have not been silent. I have not been quiet. All right? I have not been quiet. I can let you know that. Ain't nobody silencing me. You understand me? Ain't nobody can silence us right now. Right now, we loud and we proud. You understand me? So I want to start today's, because I hope Miss Ferguson is on the live, right? Because I want to start today, ladies and gentlemen, by giving you a word of the day, right? And today, I was very much intrigued when I learned this word, right? So I want to share that bit of knowledge. I don't want to keep that knowledge. And when you think, when you hear the word, class, I just want you to, don't say it out loud. Don't say it out loud. I want you to go on your keyboard and type in the first word that, or I should say, the first thing that comes to mind when you hear this. Listen to this, ladies and gentlemen.
And I think this is how we describe our government. This is a real word. It's not made up.
Okay.
It has Greek origins. It is called a kakistocracy. Google it. A kakistocracy.
Surely you're making things up now.
Google it.
I mean, I love the word, but what is the meaning?
Okay. You Google it and you tell me the meaning.
Okay.
And tell me this does not adequately describe our government.
Now I'm typing kaki into my work computer.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Kakistocracy.
Kakistocracy.
Kakistocracy. And give me the definition.
Literally, a government by the worst people.
Yes.
A government by the least suitable or competent citizens of a state. Government by the least suitable or competent citizens of a state. A government by the least suitable or competent citizens of a state.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, is your word for the day. Now, when you hear this word, what's the first thing that comes to mind? What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear this word? I mean, let's be honest. It is a wonderful evening. And to warm the evening, I want to ensure that we are all interactive. I don't want to be too talkative today, right? Somebody, I want you to tell me the first thing that comes to mind when you hear this, right? And I would tell you the first thing that came to my mind when I learned this word today. So let me share with you what was the first thing that came to mind today. Listen to this.
You playing job this year?
Job is a must. Job must be. Job in Parliament.
And that's job. You playing job this year?
Job is a must. Job must be. Job in Parliament.
You playing job this year?
Job is a must. Job must be. Job in.
You playing job this year?
Job is a must. Job must be. Job in Parliament.
And that's.
No, I don't want to go on too much today because I don't want to get out of hand in terms of what I have to deliver. But when I learned the word today, and then this was going so viral, it is like those two things came as a twin. It's like they happened so spontaneously that it was like one time. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am not going to attempt to even pronounce the word, right? But I think it's pronounced what Kakistocracy, something of that nature. This is, I believe, the word of the day, right? I learned the word and I whole day been trying to pronounce it. You understand me? But ladies and gentlemen, if this doesn't give a clear description of anything or any administration that you don't know, if you're overseas right now or anywhere in the diaspora and you don't know the meaning of this word, then you need to come to Grenada and go to the House of Parliament, right? Because it's a set job in Parliament in Grenada, Carrickwan, Pitiwandi. However, let me start my program officially today, because I know you guys, when you guys get on the go with information of that sort, you all don't want to stop, right? So let's go ahead, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let me say this. Let me say this openly. Now, it is hard that when you're in a position that you don't understand your role and function. If you're at a position, you're given a job, and you don't understand your role and function, failure is going to be a must. That is life. If you are about to do something and you don't know what you have to do, it is going to pose a problem. And remember this. Now, having heard this, and I would elaborate more on it after we clear up all ambiguities. Now, again, clips again. We're going to clips today. We're playing facts we just want to give.
I'm now being told for the second time in the 13 years that I do not qualify. But I'm being told also, I must add, that I have the opportunity to appeal. The appeal came about yesterday. They visited me, and so the questions were answered and all about.
Recognizes that there are a number of persons who go out there making some prank calls saying it is coming from ministry official. Who is ministry official? Our social workers and our SID officers are trained to identify when they make a call and to give the designation. So once you hear ministry official, that could be one of those prank calls. And what we believe is that they are targeting persons who they know will respond in an incensed manner, people who will behave with anger, people who will be furious when those calls are received.
Now listen to me, ladies and gentlemen, and let me go to my point. Now, as a minister of government, you have a capacity of role in which the power gives you certain legal rights. Full stop, leave that day. The leader of the party, who is the prime minister of the party, of the country, is the minister of national security. Now, within a particular ministry, there is an allegation that someone or persons are impersonating persons within a specific ministry. Now, listen to this, sir. There are persons making prank calls. There are persons making prank calls. But listen to this.
The questions were answered and all about. Yesterday they visited me, and so the appeal came about yesterday. They visited me, and so the question. The appeal came about yesterday. They visited me. The appeal came about yesterday. They visited me, and so the questions were.
No, if those persons are making prank calls, who visited this gentleman? If prank calls are being made, who visited him? That is the question. No, persons are making prank calls, fine. They're saying to you that your name is being removed from a particular seed program. This is a prank call, so you're unaware as to who is the person on the other line. Now, he was told that he can appeal. The appeal took place the day before he made that phone call. Now, he's mentioning further that persons would have visited him. Now, did they do a prank visit? Or can he not identify one person within the persons who visited him so you can ensure that this matter is brought to some form of conclusion? Because the fact of the matter is, the minister is mentioning to the state that the individuals who are calling persons could have been persons making prank calls. Now, that in itself is an offense. So I am expecting the minister, within her capacity, to inform the Minister of National Security. The Minister of National Security will inform the Commissioner of Police. The Commissioner of Police would therefore instruct whomever department most relevant to conduct an investigation in such a matter, because persons are identifying to be persons of ministerial position, ministry job positions, and they are basically impersonating those persons. No, an individual is mentioning that his name was removed from a list. That name, having been removed, was unaware as to the person on the other line. He was told he can make further inquiry, even bring any form of appeal. He is mentioning, not he was called again, that he was visited. Immediately your investigation starts. So let's find out whether or not Brother Rowley's name was removed, or was he part of the prank calls? Because I believe what initiated that level of broadcasting was that the information is out that persons have been removed from the list. And so, to bring some form of clarity to the situation, the minister mentioned that she believed, and even mentioned names, or a name of a person whom she believed, more evidence, more credible evidence to bring forward within to get somebody charged. But within your ministerial role, your ministerial capacity, having over you the Minister of National Security, you are telling the Grenadian people that somebody is impersonating persons within your ministry and making prank calls. You call a name of a person whom you believe that is responsible for sin. You have not since sent that name to because in your interview, I never hear you mention that you informed and an investigation is being carried out as to identifying the persons. No, you go further, that an individual whom we believe is one of them that got the prank call, he was visited. I wonder if you understand what it means to be visited. It is a physical something. So somebody must have went to him. Somebody went to this gentleman. Was his name on the list? Yes or no? Was he part of the persons getting the prank call? Yes or no? This is what we want to know. Because the information that you're disseminating is that of an offense. It is an offense for an individual to impersonate anybody within any form of capacity, especially that of a national job description and specification. Now you are holding the position as a minister and coming to the Grenadian people, calling someone's name, now making mention that they are a person making prank calls. But you can't, in your capacity, carry out or cause an investigation to be carried out. So when you take the job, what was your role? When they tell you get in that ministry, what you thought it was? Lie down in bed and call people late in the night to talk all kind of nastiness? That is what you thought the ministerial role was for? Because you're speaking as it relates to an offense against the state. You have people now that have issues between boyfriend and girlfriend, ex-girlfriend calling girlfriend, and they're going to the police because persons are antagonizing them through that level and medium. But you have that credible information. A name, you give a name. You gave a name. If you understand and do know how the process of investigation runs as it relates to cybercrime, the police has the authority to find maybe the IP address, go to Flow and find the IP address and so on and so forth of the individual. You are minister of government. And if you go into the legislation, it gives you that level of footing. But you want to give such a nice fairy tale and try to be so contradictory to what an individual mentioned, you come and talk about prank call. So we understand that there is prank calls, but there is not an investigation being carried out. Something happening within your ministry while you're there, and you're not carrying out an investigation, but all you want to go behind the faith program with Emmeline Pierre, where you're nowhere wrong, and you want to speak about Polish man that gives donation to the south of the island. All you want to investigate that. But things that are right in front of you to investigate and get to the bottom of it, you can't. Get your job done. Your ministry is being plagued by persons making prank calls. It is of paramount importance now that your ministry carry out an investigation. Let's get those persons responsible. But no, all you want to lock up Sheldon Scott for phone call and bills that are owing. Things that are not relevant to the cause is what you push as an agenda. So you don't do what you are expected to do. When your neighbor house on fire, wet yours. You have to be cautious of you and not what is happening outside or what would have happened. So the agenda right now is to belittle everybody that is speaking on the behalf of the people that cannot speak. So you go on all personal accounts and call people's name and say all kind of thing about them. But to carry out your business within your ministry, you can't. Clean the kakaje in your eye first. Clean the kakaje in your eye. Because you want to carry out something in which you are not even responsible enough to carry it out in your own capacity. It is your function. It is your ministry. Your ministry is being plagued by somebody impersonating. That in itself is an offense. And to go so far as to cause a social unrest, because you're mentioning that. You're mentioning that you believe the intent of the phone calls is to get persons to get aggravated and be disgruntled against government to cause a social unrest. So you're killing two birds with one stone. You're getting the perpetrator from stop plaguing your ministry, and two, you're getting a perpetrator that is causing a social unrest. Simple like this. This is your function, ma'am. Go to the Prime Minister tomorrow. Ask him, sir, what am I expected to do? You understand me? Ask him the question. You all need to ask him, sir, what am I supposed to do? Because you can't tell me at this stage you don't understand what you have to do. All right? So we're moving on. I tell you, I get at this thing about me. No, I just want to jump on one topic and I'll get hot fast. You understand me? You see, the thing about it, we have so much materials to work with that sometimes you sleep and you don't wake good yet and NDC do something. You sleep and you don't wake good yet. So much materials to work with because every day you do something new contrary to what the state is expecting you to do. All right? So we're moving on. Believe like that cold want to come back on me again. But this time I'm fighting it real bad. All right?
And so yes, I am unapologetic.
Listen
that
to
our focus will be on healthcare.
Let me
And so yes, I am unapologetic that our focus will be on healthcare.
That shit is crazy. I really don't like that guy.
Meanwhile, tell me, why you not paying the invoice? You said you met monies, lot of money, enough money in the treasury. Pay the bill. You talking about life and death. You talking about human resource.
No, I know some of you all would have listened to Sister Jenny last week, so I would not prolong the conversation. Now again, we go back to role and function of a government. Understanding what takes precedence. What take precedence? Now he stood in the House of Parliament. He stood in the House of Jab. The Prime Minister stood in the House of Jab because to him, this is not the House of Parliament. This is Port Highway. So I refuse to mention that the building that the new National Party constructed with the intention to call it the House of Parliament, the National Democratic Congress is now and has now renamed it Port Highway because that 100,000 jobs are in that place right now. So we can't mention, I am only going with the words of the Prime Minister of the state. So he stood on Port Highway, right, as the Prime Minister of the state and mentioned that his focus in words was going to be the health sector. This is a deliberation from the Prime Minister of the state. And listen, contradictory. The minister then stood and said that they would have met an outstanding invoice within the minister's ministry, which is the Ministry of Health, that was outstanding from 2019 to 2020. That bill so far yet not paid, and you are telling me that this gentleman has prioritized health? This gentleman is saying to the Grenadian people and the health sector, while standing on Port Highway, he mentioned that he is going to pay particular attention to health. Now tell me, on running month 6, with days away from 1 year in office, you still have an outstanding invoice that is owing within a specific ministry. How is that even possible? Jab, how is that even possible? Jab, the question is spell health. Jab, spell health. Furthermore, no, spell healthcare. Jab, spell healthcare. That is what we want this job to spell. Jab, spell healthcare. And then let us know how important it is to you and your government. Jab, spell healthcare. This is what we want to know. This is the question posed on Port Highway. Spell healthcare. What is your focus? An outstanding bill, conversation of basic items within the health industry. But question being posed during your interview spree, you're playing jab. We're moving on because I don't decide to stick. You see, I did the AC and I tell you I'm feeling warm. So they do tell you how hot I'm feeling. I come here. This is a backup. This is that days of heat. That days of heat that are hard in me. You understand me? This is days. Because you can't tell me that this government is functioning with priority. You can't tell me these people are focused. We go into education. We go into education. Now the CPEA result was out yesterday. And congratulations to the persons who have been successful. What is the purpose of me saying that now when you're sending everybody in secondary school? What is the purpose of me now being able to congratulate young men and young women of an achievement when failure or pass, you are successful proceeding into secondary school? Jab, capital, spell education. Capital, spell education. What is its function to you? How do you see education from a primary level? Life has taught each individual to achieve on his or her own. That's what life has taught you. From since youth, they ask you to work hard for what you want. Everything can't and won't come easy. But you see, you're embarked on a project where your focus should be you. You're building And that is all that is happening, you know. This gentleman is building simply his political career. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we're coming down, we're trickling down. We're trickling down to the conversation that is going to be relevant to what I'm speaking. This gentleman is building his personal political career. And he's in copycat of the ex-prime minister. And at the same time, he's doing it by any means necessary to belittle or bring down the ex-prime minister. Right? Because at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, again, it is simple respect. Utter respect for an individual. Now, even if it came out in a humorous manner, you're asked about, well, isn't there job in the opposition? And listen his metaphor. Listen the metaphor used as it relates to how we see parliamentarians, long-serving parliamentarians, persons that they were there since he was maybe an embryo within the political stream of Grenada. Today he sits in the chair, and instead of respecting the people who have paved the way, instead he views them as Kreco. Come on, think about it in that capacity alone. No, everybody will laugh, humorous. But let the little black boy did that in his time and mention that. He rude. And he disrespectful. He's a prime minister with no standard. But you see the vision of individuals and the manner in which you call people. Sometimes it's just a reflection of you. Because I can't see somebody who's a little bit thinner than I am are referring to me as a scarecrow. I don't understand that. How an individual who has less body mass than I do can call me a scarecrow. I don't know how it could happen. But ladies and gentlemen, in the state of transformation, it have. Right? So we're going to take a very short break now. Very short. Very short break. And I would be back shortly. So in the meantime, we'll take in some music.
If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then I shall hear from heaven, and will forgive their sin, and will heal their land.
Gadaya, you cry, Gadaya, 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 because they're coming on the nation. Awo, 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 awo. Everybody frightened, they're running.
I just went for my makeup artist to fix me up.
Them bandit, them.
I started to perspire a bit, right?
And looting, they're killing you dead.
Some people in the class dancing.
Escaping, booyaka, bullet in your head. Oh my country, overnight, get so angry, on uptight. I search out the answer, and this is what I discover.
The supper vigil, so?
Or you push the creator out. You did one thing in your mouth. So you take him out of the school curriculum. No knowledge of God for your children.
Right, so we have a lot to discuss. I know some of you all would love to just hear the music go on for a little while, but it is going to end with this, all right? So we're moving on. Now, we have seen in the past few days, we have seen a series of interviews being conducted by the Jab of the Nation, right? Now, those interviews are interviews, in my view, ladies and gentlemen, that are irrelevant to the cause of the state. Now, if you listen to any one of those interviews, the few that I have viewed, there is no question that are being posed that is of relevance to the the government's achievement. Now, I would have listened to one in which he conducted that sounded exactly as when he just took office. Same things about young ladies and young ladies in business and young lady with pregnancy and Imani. Same thing, a regurgitation of what you mentioned when you just got into office. Now we're approaching 1 year and you're still on this conversation. Now, there are other interviews that are happening, and then basically you're giving answers when asking the questions. So other than sun, what else is important to photosynthesis? Those are the questions. Right? Now, you're giving answers, right, to simply get what from an individual that you're interviewing. The persons conducting the interview are asking questions not of the achievement, but what they wish to accomplish. Your interview that you're mentioning is that you want to tell the country what you have achieved in 1 year. 1 year, like we're asking you, what have you achieved? No, I wrote to the ministry, I wrote to the government, and I asked them to give me a list of things that they have accomplished. I said, let me take it on my own because I cannot listen to everything. I can't listen to everything. And so they did send me a copy as it relates to the government's achievement. Now, I don't know how many of you all can Zoom now and pay particular attention as to what they sent me. This is the document I have from the government of Grenada that they have achieved thus far. I don't know if you could see anything on it, but to me, I did not see anything on it. So maybe I am the one that might be posed with the problem. But this has been this government's achievement thus far. It might seem a lot, but there are things there. There are things there. But I just can't see it. I have not seen it. So I don't know. I said, let me ensure that I bring the documentation to class to ensure that you guys can assist me in recognizing what this administration have achieved. And so they sent me this document. And as I said, I needed you all assistance. Really do. And I still, if you all want me to pass it around in the class, I can pass it around in the class. You all can see, what they have achieved thus far. You understand me? So it's a documentation. I would go through it. I know it wouldn't take me long to go through, but I will go through the documentation that they sent me as it relates to their achievement for the past year. And so you hear brambling. You go and you listen to the program and you're listening to say, well, what have you achieved? What can we put our finger on? And all you're hearing about what you intend to do, I hear you mention something you plan to do in 2035. And where his government expects to be in 2035. If this gentleman could see the future so much, I want to know if I'm going to be rich. So we're moving on to the next topic, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the role, I am sticking today with the conversation of role of state and state members. Now, a parliamentarian in recent days, well, a parliamentarian now, that individual would have resigned from an institution and crossed the floor. It is our knowledge that the individual has been given a job. The individual is a member of the House of Parliament. The individual has been a parliamentarian for a lengthy period of time. Now, my simple question is this. Simply tell the Grenadian people the role and function of this individual within the government. Because the person is a parliamentary representative. So her role and function or job should not be hidden. You're not supposed to hide that to the people. The people elected the individual. She's representing people in the House of Parliament. There is a should know thing here, as we must know what is the role and function of this individual. Because it is to our understanding that this individual, being a member of parliament, has been given a job. Now, I believe that it is only right that members of states be aware as to what is her role. Because she sits in the House of Parliament. Right? She's a parliamentarian. She has become part of government. Right? She's been paid by Mr. Lee. For what? What Mr. Lee paying her to do? We want to know that because she has been elected by the people for the people. So it should not be nothing to hide. We should know that she is within the ministry of X, Y, or Z doing X, Y, or Z. But since this individual crossed the floor, being paid by Mr. Lee, receiving money from the House of Parliament, and we can't know what is the role of the individual. Because it is funny that she's no part of government, number 10. She made up number 10. And so 2/3 of the government now belongs to you. And so she's part of the state's business. She's part of the state's business. I am certain that I am hoping that the role that she's performing is in the interest of the people. But I believe at this stage, we ought to know what is our role and function. Nobody posed that question. Questions of that sort was not posed. And then, you see, sometimes when you have a strict parent, it is important to see how a child act when they're at home and when they're with their friends. And so when you have a parent that can control your behavior, it is of paramount importance. That child may excel better. Now, you are seeing a change in the individual. Because the individual whom the past administration trusted and put everything into her and believed in her, now she's mentioning that she craving and she feels she's pregnant. Because she's so craving to wear a yellow jersey. And by the time you could post anything on Facebook, she's below it making comments. Before, you saw an astute, well-brought-up individual being very cognizant of the fact that she's a member of parliament, and so she held herself in the criteria needed to be held. But now, you've seen a level of looseness. What you see now is a sense of she's so pregnant, she craving to wear a yellow jersey. Like somebody tell you, you can't wear one. You know what I mean? Because you don't have to wait for campaign and you're waiting for campaign to wear an MP jersey, a yellow jersey. Me, I wake up in the morning tomorrow and I feel to put on my pingaling jersey. I put it on. I decided making a walk down the road to visit persons. You were in Grenville Town the last time they put on your yellow jersey, walk around town. Why you not pregnant? You can be pregnant because pregnant women, when they have this level of craving, they go by all means necessary to get what they're craving. And something like a yellow jersey, I mean, come on, man. Your cravings are not for that. You can't tell me a craving to speak about Dr. Mitchell and I could just go on Facebook and type about Dr. Mitchell and I just stay home craving. No. I would share my sentiment and feelings about the gentleman. But you crave and you feel you're pregnant. No, it is funny, ladies and gentlemen. It is laughable. It is laughable. It can be nothing else but that. Because it is funny. Really and truly. Because you see, when you don't have that level of person to guide you along, when you don't have that level of people or persons behind you, when you on the other side and you were in a position sitting around women of stature, that of Kate Lewis and Clarice Modeste and Emmeline Pear and Kinja Stewart, you had no opportunity to display that level of looseness because the people around you brought that out in you. The people around you was astute enough to bring that level of feminine behavior out of you. But no. Nothing. So you could play in the mud if you want to play in the mud. You could drink water if you want to drink water. You could drink the water, wash it out your mouth, sit it back in the cup and drink it again. No levels. And you see how life becomes. And you see how easy your standard can drop. Today you is a hero, tomorrow you is zero. Today people look up at you, tomorrow they boo you. Last year you was the best thing, this year you don't even make finals. The levels of life. All right? We're moving on. I tell all you the thing get warm and then I go just calm it down a little bit. All right? We will calm it down a little bit. Right? Now, I am believing that there are some parliamentary representatives that are doing cross boundaries. Because, now, we need to understand this. If the Ministry of Housing is carrying out something within the Ministry of Housing, what I expect to see is that persons being paid to conduct the duties of the Ministry of Housing. I am not expecting that persons come and volunteer their service to do something within the Ministry of Housing. Now, for the past few Sundays, what I've noticed, the MIT ministry have taken up the project of beautifying Lagoon Road just around the Allen Francis roundabout, Tropicana roundabout. Now, the persons who are there, one of which that I can mention openly, is a police officer. He's a police officer. And so, they are there basically, because I am not expecting that a police officer be employed within the government, going and work within a ministry and get paid. That doesn't happen. Because a police officer is not expected to be within a ministry and be a police officer and get paid. It's either you're one place or the other. So, persons are volunteering to beautify Lagoon Road. So, this is not within his constituency. This is Lagoon Road, and this is just about, I believe, should be just around Sister Claudette's area. Somewhere maybe around there. Or maybe the boundary should be on his side or something like that. But in any case, what I'm saying is that, why are there persons volunteering to do such a job within your ministry? Why? And you're saying the ministry is conducting the work. You can mention that the ministry is conducting something when you're a person volunteering to do something. That to me does not make any sense. All right? So, my apologies. I want the Ministry of Flowers to get it right. I want the Ministry of Flowers to get it right. No, it's been a while since I read some comments, and I'm realizing that there are some persons that are commenting And as I said, that coal looked like he wants to be back on me. But don't worry, I'm bathing on the beach early in the morning. All right. Somebody saying this is Grenada. We all have a part to play, which I do believe. But when a ministry is conducting a job, because at the end of the day, if the Ministry of Finance have something and you're not qualified in any accounts or anything like that, I don't believe you would just be going and volunteer to do it. In any case, we all have to build Grenada. All right, so let me go up as far as I could to just read a few of the comments. Since before June 23rd, 2020, somebody would have mentioned, you see the real woman now, common as what? Somebody saying she could talk now. The level is lower. The white line is in the road. All right, so I realize some people were just addressing the issue of the last issue that I spoke about. Right? Now, I want to say this. And I want that to go out to all and sundry. The New National Party, after losing last year's general election, and in recent months or so, have been embarking on ensuring that the party and its growth is of significant importance. We ought not to rush into anything. We have ample time to prepare for the next general election. Now, it is not hard to see when persons are scared, sorry, or fear somebody very bad. Most of them are right now on the when is NNP convention project. That is all I want to know. Because their main focus at this stage, ladies and gentlemen, is to ensure that they get rid of the stalwart. You understand me? The lion in the jungle. That is, listen to me. Despite whatever and how they run and how old they're mentioning him to be, the biggest fear for the National Democratic Congress is that Dr. the Right Honorable Kit Mitchell, the Prime Minister that would have served the state for 22 years, as long as he continues to sit in that chair of leadership, they would never be easy on any election front in this state. And put that in your smoke and pipe it. As long as these people know that Dr. Mitchell holds leadership or play any significant role within the new national party, within this state of politics, the National Democratic Congress, no matter who you bring, he is going to dismantle them. He have destroyed every leader and the Prime Minister of the National Democratic Congress in his stint of leadership. Name one, and he have defeated and destroyed them. Every politician within the National Democratic Congress had to basically resign on the basis of this gentleman sitting in the chair as leader of the new National Party. So as long as he holds that position, you would always hear the conversation of when is convention. Because the biggest fear is knowing that this gentleman sits there. They win, but they want to know when is convention. What you want to know that for? The new National Party has defeated you guys time and time and time again. Not one time you hear Dr. Mitchell come and ask, when NDC holding a convention? Every time you all lose an election, you all change the leader. This drunkenness run through the party. This drunkenness run up and down through the party. As long as Dr. the Right Honorable Kit Mitchell holds the position as political leader, The National Democratic Congress is an unrest party. And any time and any way somebody could contradict that and tell me one name of the past NDC politicians that Keith Mitchell has not destroyed, I give you money. He has destroyed every bramble to every timber. Every leader of this party has been defeated by Dr. Mitchell. You had to come with, this is how much clean slate already. Nearly every election, Dr. Mitchell had to deal with some new face. Some new face had to come out from the roots and from the ground and from the back in order to try. And well, God, you see the thing about this sometimes, God always say, when you're patient, you get the opportunity to achieve. So I believe God granted them the favor. And you see, sometimes God put things in the perspective in which He wants you to understand and learn. Somebody's asking me, let me see, can you speak to what you have done to build this nation? Well, I'm not working in gravel and concrete. So you're asking the wrong person that. Now, if you could tell me what you have done, then maybe we could have a conversation. So call me or text me on 536-5843. All right? So, you understand me? So, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, the conversation of convention is of no concern to the National Democratic Congress. This has nothing to do with the state's business. This is a political administration working on their own construct. So the business of when is the next the next convention of the new national party should be of no concern. No concern, absolutely no concern of the National Democratic Congress. And so you see, what is going to continue to happen is this, and I won't stop saying this. The NDC realized that factual information has been coming out. We are not holding back information. So we're coming with factual information. We're not here trying to belittle nobody. You don't find me on my program calling Minister Andy Williams no name and calling Minister Kiri no name and so on. And even if it is done, it is never in intent to defamate any one of them character. And so I keep that level of respect, especially on my program. I see comments and I refuse to read them on the basis that you respect the individual and the position that they hold. But your mother in your house could make a mistake. The pastor in the church could make a mistake. And it is up to you to remain silent or you can speak out. Now, I am a person who has been part of Grenada's democracy, June 23rd last year. Some persons and many others have decided to remain quiet. I am not one of them. I am not one of them. So the attacks is going to continue. I'm going to give you all information, as it relates to what you all want to know about Prince. Come on. While I may have skeletons in my closet, some of you all have demons. You all refuse to open your closets. So you all are going to come. But I would not stop speaking. We would not stop speaking. This is going to be conversation that would be heard on your dial ever so often. You're scrolling through Facebook now, and they tell you Royalty James is on. It is your right to stay and listen, or you can scroll, go along. But once you stay and you want to have conversations, we can. You understand me? Somebody's sharing their opinion that nobody seems to be capable. You understand me? So, ladies and gentlemen, let not your heart be troubled. Let not your heart be troubled. The persons will embark on eventful situations in our lives. They are going to get defamated. They're going to try to defamate you when they get the opportunity to. But you can't put a handcuff on this mouth here. the most you can do is maybe see all you get Grenlec to cut the current where I'm doing my broadcast. And if all you cut the current here are going on my phone. Persons ought to know the level of incompetence within the state. People have to know what the function of this government should be and what is not happening within the state. They ought to know. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They would not distract me. They would not distract me. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, again, let's go back. Just before we end class today, we have to give them that word again. And I want you all go and make sentences. Make sentences, ladies and gentlemen, with this word. Let me make sure I get it for you guys. I want you guys to make sentences. Make sentences with this word. Don't worry them, they're going to come. Don't come with all the kind of question about what I do to build Grenada. I ever tell you about construction? Yes, so let me give the word of the day just before we leave, ladies and gentlemen.
And I think this is how we describe our government. This is a real word. It's not made up.
Okay.
It has Greek origins. It is called a Kakistocracy. Google it. A Kakistocracy.
Surely you're making things up now.
Google it.
I mean, I love the word, but what is the meaning?
Okay. You Google it and you tell me the meaning.
Okay.
And tell me this does not adequately describe our government.
Now I'm typing kaki into my work computer.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Kakistocracy.
Kakistocracy.
Kakistocracy. And give me the definition.
Literally, a government by the worst people.
Yes.
A government by the least suitable or competent citizens of a state.
Definition.
Literally, a government by the worst people.
Yes.
A government by the least suitable or competent citizens of a state.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was your word of the day. And so I leave you this evening. Go home, make sentences with those words. Play on those words. You understand me? Play on those words. Take this word, make sentences, see how much words you can get from it. Do you understand me? Tell me what words you can get from it, ladies and gentlemen. We would have had a wonderful evening. I was very pleased with today's broadcasting. I really felt today. Trust me. I really felt today. Today I feel the vibes. You understand? I feel the vibe today in a long time in broadcasting today. So it was really a pleasure to be here with you guys. To disseminate information, to give you information most relevant to what is going on in the state. Now, as I said on my program, there is no reason to defamate anybody's character. It's simply to identify ills of the state and ills that this government might be performing. And there are times I give suggestions. There are times I think this is better, right? I say this is better, or we can work on this better, right? But I guess others who's on the other side of the fence may see it differently. I want to say thank you for the persons who have listened this afternoon, to the persons who might have learned something new, to the one person whose day or two persons' day that I would have made special by information, something that you didn't know and you now know, like the word. I want to say it is a pleasure to have broadcasted today and be able to do what I'm doing. Now, in going forward, the classes are going to move to 6 p.m. and it is going to be held on Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. There is too much thing happening, too much materials to work with that I'm just doing 2 days, right? Yesterday, we would have had to upgrade the system. And again, I want to say good evening to my wonderful technical team that have been working along with me, persons that have been giving me pointers, persons who are my background and my lighting and so on. Everybody that is making this possible, I want to say thank you very much. It is a pleasure. Remember, I started on a cell phone in my room. I started on a cell phone after work, and it is always good to move from one state to the other. If improvement is going to come, I know it is going to come by God's grace, and I believe in the Almighty's blessing, and I want to pour that blessing to each and every one of you who are listening to my program this afternoon. I want to say a very, 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 very special good afternoon to my father, also to Sister Julie Dubois. I can't tell you how long this lady have been a part of my life, and I saw on the live today, and I just want to say a pleasant good day to you, Dr. Dubois, or how we would call you, home name Doc. So a pleasant good evening to you. To my lovely cousin too, Mattis out there, I want to say blessings to you, bro. Love always. Everybody that is on the live, it was a pleasure being here. We're just about 56 minutes away from getting ready for the talking point. So go right now, get something to eat, go maybe wash your face, maybe reset the computer or reset whatever medium that you're using, and let's get ready for talking point. So again, it was a pleasure. Do have yourself a God-blessed evening. Stay dry. Stay away from the rain if you know cold is going around. So stay away from that. All right? So love, and God's blessings to each and every one of you guys. All right? Thank you again for listening.
If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then I shall hear from heaven, and will forgive their sin, and will heal their land.
Gadaya, you crying, Gadaya, Daya, Gadaya, because they're coming on the nation. Awo, 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 awo. Everybody frightened, they're running for cover. No respect of persons, them bandit, them killer. They're raping and looting, they're killing you dead. Nobody escaping. Booyaka, bullet in your head. Oh my country, overnight, get so angry, on uptight. I search out the answer, and this is what I discover. Or you push the creator out, you didn't want the name in your mouth. So you take him out of the school curriculum, no knowledge of God for your children. Look around you, all you have is teenage bandits. They might have nothing in it but O's and A's and CXC, but no knowledge of the Almighty. Just because you push the Creator out, you didn't want the name in your mouth. So you take him out of the school curriculum, you're reaping the fruits of your actions. So tell me where you're balling for, where are you crying for, where you're balling for, where are you crying for, is you who push the Creator out, yeah. Every generation that comes is nothing more than a reproduction of the one gone before. All your double standards and your false value, they come back and catch you off guard and confusing you. What you're seeing is yourself manifesting, nothing else. Check the children's performance and look deep in your conscience. You go see, or you push the Creator out. You didn't want the name in your mouth. So you take him out of the school curriculum, no knowledge of God for your children. Look around you, all you have is teenage bandits. They might have nothing in it but O's and A's and CXC, but no knowledge of the Almighty. Just because you push the Creator out, you didn't want the name in your mouth. So you take him out of the school curriculum, you're reaping the fruits of your actions. So tell me where you're balling for, where are you crying for, You didn't want the name in your mouth. Don't condemn the children for their iniquity, because it's all you who make them and shape their mentality. What you did in secret, you're doing openly. Don't run away from it. It's your own cruelty. A mango can't bear a fig, a donkey can't make a pig. You sow seeds of darkness, now you're reaping wickedness. Just because you push the Creator out, you didn't want the name in your mouth, so you take him out of the school curriculum. No knowledge of God for your children. Look around you, all you have is teenage bandits, little girls who are photogenic, prostituting their body on the heat, the bomb and punch with pornography. Just because you push the Creator out, you didn't want the name in your mouth, so you take him out of the school curriculum. You're reaping the fruits of your actions. So tell me, where you balling for? Where are you crying for? Where you balling for? Where are you crying for? Is you who push the Creator out. You didn't want the name in your mouth, so you take him out of the school curriculum. You're reaping the fruits of your actions. I see you, Gadaya, Gadaya, Gadaya. It's coming on the nation. Gadaya, Gadaya, Gadaya. You go hold your belly and ball. Gadaya, Gadaya, Gadaya.